Today I just decided to make one mother of all pancakes. Yeah, she's a juicy one. It was the size of the pan. Hey guys, it's first break of the day. Just taking a pause for the cause because I had 2 cups of coffee and they both won out of me like no other, so figured it, I'll give her. And I was talking a while ago about kayaks and stuff, right? And not that I'm planning on buying anytime soon because holy crap, I should probably learn how to handle a fish before I decide to handle one inside of a boat that's narrow and tippy. But it's kind of cool. My buddy showed me this boat that he picked up at an outfitter and it's pretty awesome. Like, he wanted a kayak, like to go fishing, a fishing kayak like a lot of people use, but you saw it. You saw that miss? She'll do that. If she sits there and she overthinks her jump, she'll fail the jump. I think those weights are in the way and she doesn't want to jump on a 45. I should probably move them out of the way so she can get right underneath her platform. Poor kitty cat. I'm so mean to her. I'm so mean to you, meow meow face. I'm mean to you, meow meow face. You have some food? Can I have some food? Can I have some food? Yum 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 yum. Can I have some food? Yum 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 yum. Yeah. Anyway, my buddy wanted a kayak. He decided to do the smart thing and rent one down where he lives. They have rentals where you can rent them for either recreation or for fishing. Depending if it's recreation, they give you the option of sit in, sit on, your choice. And if it's for fishing, they have dedicated fishing kayaks, which have either pedal drive or you can just get the oar mounted. And it costs more per whatever features you're looking for. So he decided to say screw it and just get the fishing kayak and to try it out. And he realized pretty damn quick that he didn't really like the idea of kayak fishing. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad way to do it. A lot of people love kayak fishing. You see a lot of people on YouTube doing the kayak fishing. I see a lot of people out on the lake doing kayak fishing. Struckus, him and his old lady love kayak fishing. My buddy Ryan, him and his old lady love kayak fishing. Hell, he sold his motorboat for a kayak to go kayak fishing because he was sick and tired of lugging it around and storing it and having to launch it and all that bullshit. He said it was just a lot easier to get kayaks, throw them on the back of the truck and send them when they're ready to go fishing and then retract them when they're ready to go home. So a lot of people love kayaks, but my buddy was like, you know, this isn't the thing for me. So he was about to settle on either a canoe or a little aluminum boat and just paddle it around when he came across, and he sent me the link to it. It's a company based out of British Columbia called Backwater Boats. And they make these plastic boats. They weigh about 60 pounds. Pretty good weight to them for what they are, but 60 pounds, hell, I farmers walk double that, so who cares? 60 pounds is 60 pounds. And I'll carry that in one hand and the same in the other hand and farmers walk it. So carrying that from the truck to the beach is great. He also has a Dodge Ram with a 6.5 foot bed and the boat fits perfectly in the bed. So what he does is he takes his little plastic boat, throws it in the back of his truck, goes to wherever he's going to go fishing, whether it be some pond or whatever, throws it in the pond, and what's nice about it is it's wider than a kayak, so it's more stable in the water. He said he can stand up in it and fish from it, and he doesn't feel all wonky. Like, I have issues standing in most boats because they move around, but he said he doesn't feel wavy or anything. Like, he's standing on it and he's casting. He said he wouldn't recommend 2 people being in it unless they're 2 slim people. So it's like, he said the max capacity of these things is like 350 pounds. And seeing how I'm tipping the scales at, we'll say 220, that means unless I find somebody who is 100 to 130 pounds, probably wouldn't be wise to piggyback on the boat. But for, instead of a kayak, and it's a rowboat, it has the option for a little 2.5 horse trolling motor. He put an electric motor on it just to make things a little bit more convenient with a solar generator, but he'll paddle around. He sometimes uses the electric motor if he wants to do some trolling, or if he just doesn't feel like paddling, he'll kick on the electric motor and pull himself back to shore. But he said a lot of the times he doesn't even bother. He just paddles out. He says the boat paddles perfectly fine. It goes pretty quick. But it's not like a kayak where you have a long straight line and you do the paddling. Like you got it's like a rowboat. So you have 2 oars in the water that are tethered to a circle, and you pull like a traditional freaking rowboat. But he said it's wide enough where he can, like, you know, he brings himself a cooler with provisions like waters and sandwiches or whatever, just so he has some food on the boat and some water on the boat. And he brings a friggin' a fish net for stringing them off the side of the boat when he catches them. But he's thinking about changing that up because he had a snapping turtle eat one of his trouts, and he was kind of pissed off about that. But snapping turtles are jerks like that, so it's almost expected. I don't know. I sent him the link my friend sent me. Somebody took a laundry basket, put pool noodles all around it, and they just tow that behind their boat, or they tow it behind their kayak, and it's a live well, and it keeps the basket high enough out of the water where the fish can't jump it, and it keeps the fish in water so they're fresher until it comes time to filleting them. So it's kind of a brilliant idea that my friend sent me. That is kind of neat to tow it behind. And then some of the guys I watch on YouTube, they just have these like it's like a net that you just throw your fish into. But if you catch something substantial like a pike or hell, one of those sheepshead, man, those things were freaking heavy. And apparently you can eat them. I found a whole bunch of recipes, guys. I swear the next time I go fishing, whenever the hell that is, if I catch a sheephead, you know what? We'll do a catch and cook. We'll catch it, we'll take it home, we'll figure out how to fillet it. I looked it up online, there's ways to fillet it. A lot of people said the meat is pretty gross, but there's a lot of people who said if you cook it in olive oil, it comes out pretty good. So we could just do an olive oil cook-off. That's how I did the first fish. Remember Kevin, the white bass? You got olive oil. Worked out fine. So I say this time around, that's what we do. We try that. We go that route. We go ahead and create we'll try it with the friggin' drumfish. See, that's the thing, is I didn't know that it is called a freshwater drum. We call them sheepshead. Well, at least that's what my friend calls it, is sheepshead. Such a dopey looking fish too. It's got the biggest dome on it and the stupidest little eyeballs. Oh, the cat's in the window. You can just see her pants. I'm gonna go over there and scare her. I'm gonna give her a scare. Scaredy cat. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You're such a mouthpiece.
Anyway, today's been a busy day. They did some updates over the weekend, and it was stupid. Because everybody had their computers turned off and nobody got the updates, and now nothing's working. So it's just like, great. Why do you guys do this? You know, we're in friggin' pandemic mode still. You push an update, nobody gets it, and then all hell breaks loose on Monday morning. I love you guys. Hey, I love you guys. But anyway, yeah, so as an alternative to a kayak, and no, I'm not planning on getting a kayak this year or next year. I got other priorities I got to deal with first before I even consider that. However, like I say, this Friday I do have another test for that job that I've applied for. They're really being freaking crazy about it. Like a lot of security, a lot of all this other stuff. So that's okay. I don't mind. I'll play the game. A lot of people probably won't and will quit, but I'm willing to play the game. There's also a posting to be a freaking constable for the police force in town. I was like, holy crap. Imagine me becoming a cop. That'd be brutal. Wow. But the requirements are, I don't have the education for it, but they say they send you off for training. You basically go to the police academy in Aurelia and do all the training there, and then come back and let's be cops. One of the thing is you got to do a fitness log, and I'm like, oh man, what the hell does that consist of? So I looked it up to see exactly how brutal it would be, and I'm like, wait a second, I already do all this. It's like every day you need to either run a mile or bike 5 miles, and I'm like, that's it? Cycle 5 miles? Like, okay. They also want to see some weight training in there. at least 3 times a week. And I'm like, that's piss. If they want, I'll go 5 times a week. Well, I don't care. And then once you show that you're physically active, there's some other parts to it as well. I don't have it in front of my face, so I can't really mention it. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff about it. And some of these constables are actually bike cops. We got a lot of bike cops in North Bay now. I've been noticing them. I actually talked to one the other day because his pannier bags were friggin' awesome. And I wanted to know where they got them. And he's like, oh, I don't know. They just came with the bike. And I'm like, man, those are badass compared to these cheap Canadian Tire ones I have. The ones he have are like practically a mobile office. They're pretty sweet. But, yeah. Anyway, just thought I'd mention about that backwater boat. If you look up backwater boat, you'll come right across it. Plasticboats.com, I think, is the site. We have a dealer not in town. It's a little bit of the ways between here and Sudbury in a little shitty city called Verner. But they carry them, and the price is, I believe I saw the base model was like $11.50, and they come in clear too, which is kind of neat. That'd be really awesome on the water, a clear boat. You just look down, you see fishies, because it would knock out the glare, so you just look down and you can see everything through the water. So if there's anything underneath your boat, you'd know. Cool concept. But if you look them up, you'll get an idea. But like I say, I'm not really willing to buy anything yet because I got other priorities that I got to worry about, and that's more of a potentially a next year thing when I actually get the ability to have time off and do stuff. But as for right now, I should probably get back upstairs because my break is probably almost done. I just came downstairs to rock a piss and talk about that because I was looking at these stupid boats and they're kind of neat. Looking at these stupid boats and they're kind of neat. How much time do I have? Oh, I got like a minute and a half. I'm going to load up on coffee. So yeah, that's basically what it is. Just a little boat. 59 pounds, easy to clean, fits in the back of a truck or an SUV. Aluminum and plastic, tandem plates for easy attachment of a trolling motor. And if I click on view the details, there you go. So it's 90 inches long, 47, whatever. I don't know, my buddy loves it. He said that this thing here is the cat's meow for fishing versus a kayak because of its stability. So I'll take his word for it. Anyway, I better punch back in. Alright guys, I've only taken like one break today and 15 minutes of my lunch. So it's currently 2:30. I'm going to bust out a half an hour lunch right now and just chill. Been pretty busy all day, so I didn't really want to abandon post when I could be helping people out. Gonna let the dog outside so he can go potty because he probably has to go. He hasn't been out since like 8. Brand new, freshly mowed lawn. Dog walks out, pisses the sidewalk. God, he's pathetic. So yeah, about that talk of that boat though, guys. Don't think I'm about to buy a boat anytime soon. I'm not planning on buying a boat until I'm able to fish and do everything myself, as in take the fish comfortably off the hook, handle the fish properly, all that fun stuff. I'm not doing anything that puts me on the water until I can successfully fish Solo Man 5000 from the shore. If you wonder what I'm doing right now, I'm making a friggin' bag of popcorn because I really want some popcorn. What is he doing? Oreo, come here. Really? Like backyard's cut? Backyard's cut. Where does he poop? Right where I'm gonna walk. I would say if he can only be more like you, but like, yeah, you pissed the couch. Having pets is great. However, I do still want to try and rent a kayak at some day. I don't know what they charge for that, and I don't plan on trolling off line or anything or fishing from it when I rent it. I just want to rent one and scoot around in the water and get a workout in. I just honestly don't know what the cost. Oh no, I do know what the cost is. I think it was $25 for an hour and a half, which is not a bad price to try it and see if you like it before you end up getting one. She wants to jump up on her ledge and she's overthinking it. Doop.
Scampers, go get your food.
See, she failed, then she made it. She's such a goober face. You're such a goober face. Such a goober face. Poppity pop pop poppity pop pop. Look at popcorn go. He looks like one of those caterpillars, but he's a dog. But yeah, I figure if I rent a kayak, take it out for a rip, try it, I'll get an idea if I like the idea of it. I've rode a rowboat back in the day. It was not on purpose. It was my buddy and I were out on the lake with his aluminum with the 9.9 Johnson on the back, and the friggin' Johnson just wouldn't start. We had gas. We had everything. It just we were reefing on her and she just wouldn't start. It was a pull start where you sit at the back of the boat and you steer with the handle. Couldn't get that sea sucker to start to save our souls, so out came the paddles, into the little holes they went, and heave ho, heave ho. That's what we did. Where the hell's my popcorn seasoning? Hey, Oreo, did you steal my popcorn seasoning? That's fine. Guess what I found? The dill pickle one. We're fine. You can have the cheddar. Cheddar might make his food better, but this makes my popcorn dill pickly. My buddy, yeah, I posted about that kernels I found at Walmart a while back, talking about how it's 0 carb or 0 calories. It's like nothing. It's just flavoring. And my buddy reached out and told me that he likes to use it on fish. He's like, "Oh yeah, I buy the dill pickle one, and I just a little dab will do." Yeah, he goes, "Just sprinkle it on your fish while you're cooking it." Because if you're fire roasting it, and he said, "But that cage you bought, and that cage I bought for burgers, it's meant for fish, whatever." Anyway, you can use it for whatever the hell you want. As long as meat goes in it and it goes on a fire, it'll work. But he said basically what he'll do is he'll sprinkle a little bit of some sort of a Cajun seasoning on it, and then he'll put a little bit of that Colonel's dill pickle onto it. And then as it's cooking, everything soaks in, and then when he eats it, it's like you get the fishy taste, and then you get the Cajun flavoring, and then boom, undernote of friggin' dill pickle just comes right out of nowhere and cranks you one. He said it's friggin' fantastic. So he was also the one who told me that barrel fish sheepshead, same. It's like me calling a pickerel a walleye, or a walleye pickerel, same. It's, I don't know why there's two names for the same damn fish. Like, is there a different name for trout? I heard people call them bows, but I heard that's for the rainbows. Trout got weird faces. But anyway, like catfish, I heard people say, "Oh, I caught a channel." Then I realized that it's different breeds of catfish, channel and so on and so forth. But yeah, fun times. So apparently it's a freshwater barrel fish. Edible, yes, but let me tell you something fierce here, guys. They stink. They have a smell, like a fishy smell to them, that dwarfs any other fishy smell you ever smelled in the history of fishy smells. I don't know what the heck's wrong with them, but like they must sweat or something, because they're gross. I've seen one the one day when we were down at the docks, the first time I ever went fishing in the history of fishing on this channel anyway. The people beside us caught a sheephead, and Buddy wanted the pliers because the stupid thing like swallowed, like it was in there. It gutted the hook. So I needed my friend's needle nose to just get right in there and pop the hook out. So that's something to know. Mind you, I used my pliers to take the hook out of the one guy because he had it in there pretty good. I could have fired my hand into his mouth like easily. They don't have teeth. They do have cartilage on their lips, and the ones that come out of the salt water, they're goofy. Like, look up sheep's head on Google and look at the face on the ones that come out of the salt water. Their scales are all tiger striped, black and white, but their face, they have like human teeth, and it's just cartilage. I don't think they're actually teeth, but they could very well be. And like these fish, they're the dopiest damn fish I've ever did see. Like, they have the dopiest face of all. Catfish just look like they're smiling all the time. These are the ones I've seen on video. They just look so freaking happy to be dying when you pull them out of the water. It's so funny. But anyway, right now I'm going to go and eat my my popcorn here. I washed my popcorn bowl. Alright, bon appetit. I'm going to go eat. I freaking love Smart Pop popcorn. To think this bowl is only 200 calories. Which makes you think, right? That's 200 calories right here in this bowl. I could fill this same bowl with a bag of Doritos. If I wanted to eat the same amount of Smart Pop that I would have to eat Doritos, That would require me to eat 8.5 bags. Pretty sure I'd shit myself before I finished. Alright guys, the shift is over. Thought I heard something back there. You gonna jump up? Hey, she made it. Sometimes she overthinks it. Well, you saw. She overthinks it and she goes to jump and she doesn't even get a foot off the ground because she's like, I'm not gonna make it. It's that panda. Anyway, I'm thinking, I do that sometimes in my brain department, about doing a little bit of fishing tonight. Because I haven't done enough fishing all weekend, right? But I don't want to go fishing on a hungry stomach because the first thing I catch, I'll bite. So my objective for tonight, fishing, is to try and catch a sheep's head. Struckus is on the lake right now, and he's pulling them out of the water like crazy. I was almost tempted to jump in my truck and head down with him now to see if I could snag one, but I'm really freaking hungry, and I figured I'm going to make myself some kale chicken and spinach, whatever the hell we're going to call this mess that I'm making. I don't even know what to call it because of how stupid of a combo it is. I'm just hoping it tastes good and you don't taste the dirt from the kale. I don't know how people can eat kale. Kale's so gross. So we're going to do 50 grams of kale, barf, 50. And 50 grams of spinach. Right there. So it says 100 because I left the kale in the pail. I left the kale in the pail because it's going on sale. Please don't unsub for that outburst. I apologize. So that's what log meat looks like. Do you want to eat it? If anybody's wondering, this is extra lean ground chicken in tube form. I pooped it into a pan. Just waiting for the pan to heat up so that we can get some sizzle in action going on and get this cooking. Then we're going to throw some veg to it and drop it in a ice hole. So if I catch a fish tonight, I'm going to have to clean it tonight and get it prepped for tomorrow. Probably won't eat it tonight. I probably will eat it tonight. Who am I kidding? I freaking love fish. But I'm allowed to, I don't know what my limits are on sheepshead. I think it's the same as bass. I'm allowed to take 2 home. And a lot of people that I watch, like I watch the cleaning videos and it's the exact same bullshit as cleaning fish with like the fish I do, the bass, your panfish, your bluegills, where you basically come across the fin, go down the back, peel it off, and the rest is garbage. However, did you know, and I saw it on this video on how to clean them and cook them, did you know sheep's head or freshwater barrelfish, or freshwater drumfish, sorry, have rocks for brains? They do. They actually have rocks in their head. I'm not even kidding you on this. There was a guy who showed, well, the way he showed how to do it, I'm surprised the video even had adverts because holy crap. When you watch a guy grab a fish and just rip its frickin' head clean off, you go, wow, what happened to you as a kid to give you that kind of hostility? Like, I'll fillet a fish and then throw the guts away. I won't sit there and play with it and make it do the frog dance from Looney Tunes or anything, but like, this guy was generally like dropping the fish, stomping on its head and stuff. I was like, wow, okay, bud, like, get your hostilities out now before you have kids, I guess. Holy shit. But, yeah, they have these, like, white stones in their head, and the weird thing is, as Buddy showed, they always have a different letter, an actual letter on them. Now, I don't know if you can take that to the bank, but I Google searched to see if the stone thing was true, because I've been watching a couple fishing videos lately, and the authors of the videos have been doing some interesting entertainment for the audience, throwing them for a coup. Like watching... Anyway. So I looked it up, and sure enough, they do have stones for brains. Or they do have... It's a bone plate to protect their brain. It's like a hard thing in their head right around here. It's probably made of some sort of a bone. It was hard to tell on YouTube. They don't really discuss it very often. They just say that the barrel drums do have rocks for brains, and confirmed it is valid. It is true. So, thought that was kind of neat. Some people, they purposely, like when they cut them up, fillet them, they purposely collect the rocks, and they'll because it's like a flat, not like a dime, but it's kind of like a flat rock. They'll take them and make necklaces and jewelry out of them because you can clean them up and polish them and make them look really nice. It's like a pearl white color too, so would I collect them? Nah. But yeah, when I was saying people were fibbing on their videos, I was watching I mentioned Ace videos a couple days ago, and how I got into watching his fishing videos and his catch and cooks, and thought it was kind of cool. Like, I learned a lot from fishing from watching that, like how handling them and stuff. And I'm still working up, you know, the courage and stuff. It's kind of intimidating when you pull a big fish up. I'm scared for the day when I pull a pike, because they actually have teeth. They can do damage. So far, everything I pulled, like a largemouth bass, holy crap, you grab it by the lip and it turns into a trumpet face. And the sheepshead, they don't really have teeth. They do have cartilage. It's kind of gross to touch, but whatever. So is the fish in general. But what I was, like pike and pickerel, they got some friggin' vampire fangs on them. So you don't want to be shoving your finger in their mouth to hold them, because you'll probably lose a finger. I don't know if you'll lose a finger to a, well, you might to a pickerel or a walleye, whatever the hell you want to call it. So it's one of those, what do? How do you grab it? Well, you use damn caution. That's how you do it, I guess. I don't know. I watched my friend grab it, and you just wrap your hands around it and hang on to it for dear life, and if it's going to flop around like a flounder, let it flop around like a flounder. It'll tire itself out. All the videos I watch, like when people pull fish out of the water, they're doing the flippy floppies, and you just friggin' let them do it. Just put them on the ground, let them flop around like an idiot. They'll tire themselves out. Go ahead, take the hook off. If you can keep it, keep it. If you can't, put it back. You know, it's one of those. So, like, I was all nervous, like, when I caught my first... Well, when I did the rock bass, I was a little nervous because I wasn't sure, like, how to hold it. So then I just grabbed it by the head. Let's say the head's right here by my head. I grabbed it like this and went around and held him, and then just pulled the hook out of his face, and then threw him back into the lagoon there. And away she went. But with and I was told, see, I'm getting two different things here, and the video didn't catch it from Saturday. When I caught that sheep's head, I didn't know how to grab it because the hook was in its mouth, so I couldn't grab it by the lip because it was in the way. You never grab a fish by the upper lip because you'll apparently give them brain damage, but I'm pretty sure that's why they got rocks in their heads, to avoid that. So I started thinking of ways I saw people grab a fish to control it, and one of the ways was by the gills. Like the gill, with the side flap that opens there. So that's what I did, was I put two fingers in there and was able to hold the fish and control it. Now, after talking to Rex that night, he told me, no, that's bad. You can kill the fish by doing that. And I looked it up, and I'm getting people saying, well, you have to a certain fish, because how else are you going to hang on to them? You can't really grip onto them. There's nothing to grip onto. And you can't shove your fingers down their mouth, because if you do, you know, you're going to lose a hand because they're too bitey. And then I saw, like, Struckus today. He's out fishing. Like I said, he's catching sheepheads off nip right now. And catching bass. Not big bass, just little guys. I told him, I said, keep one of those sheepheads. And I sent him the link to the video on how to clean them and cook them. Apparently it's really good meat. Like, some people say it's gross, and other people are saying it's a really good meat. Like, it flakes up and stuff when you cook it. Great for making sandos, if you're into making fish sandwiches. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and throw this cabbage in here. This kale concoction. Kale spinach concoction. Should be good. But yeah, like I told him, I said, keep one, man. Cook one up. You might actually like it. Like, it might be really good fish. And they're super easy to catch. They're about as easy to catch as sunfish off trout. So, we call them sunfish. You guys call them bluegill. Apparently sunfish or bluegill are really good to eat. You just need about 32 of them for a meal. So I'm going to have to upgrade my license. I don't know. If I get into doing this fishing after work stuff, and that becomes a thing, I could see myself upgrading my license from conservative to sportsman, just so I can keep more fish, because, you know, you take them home, you fillet them, you fire them in the fridge, put them in some freezer Ziploc bags, fire them in the fridge. Why not? Or in the freezer, sorry. Freeze them up and then have them another day. I don't know how long you can freeze fresh fish for. How long can you freeze fresh fish?
Here's what I understood from the website myrecipes.com. Raw lean fish hold up in the freezer for up to 6 months. Do you want a little more context?
No.
Okay.
Okay, raw lean fish. And I know bass is lean. And I looked up the sheephead value. They call sheephead poor man's tilapia. But I thought tilapia was poor man's tilapia. It's sad because I really like tilapia, but if you get it sourced from not China, it's not too bad. The China sourced ones is the ones where they're literally raised in an aquarium underneath a chicken coop, and all they do is they eat chicken shit. And that's why they get so big, is because there's so much chicken shit. And tilapias are the kind of bottom feeders, which is a lot like a drumfish. Or, yeah, drumfish. Freshwater drum, aka sheephead. They will sit there and just eat and consume everything and just pig out. Just go to town, eh? Friggin' all you can eat buffet, bud. Never ending. Just keep the plates coming. That's a sheephead for you. And tilapia are the same way. If you give them a food source, they're just going to keep eating and growing. Eating and growing. It's what they do. It's how they do it. And sheephead are no different. Eat till you're fat and eat some more. But apparently the meat on them is really lean because, I don't know. But they're a heavy fish. Like, that's what Struckus was saying when he caught one. He's like, man, what a fight. Like, they really give you one for your money. And I'm like, yeah, man. Like, they're not exactly a lightweight. Like, and the one he caught was a 4-pounder, which means you can probably get a good pound of meat off of that thing because a lot of it's just the rocks in the brain and bone structure and garbage in its guts because it just consumes the entire planet. So yeah, I'm thinking tonight we'll probably hit up the old fishing hole. It looks pretty good out there right now. Of course, I'm going to go film this and the cat's going to get in the way any second. But it looks all sunny in that. Yeah, she's not getting in the way. This is pretty good. You probably heard her though. She's thinking about it. Getting nice and sunny out. Yeah, she's right there. She saw me in her spot. She wasn't happy. Anyway, my dinner is dinnering and my camera is dying. I love this camera. But I have been filming a lot with it today, so, and haven't been really charting much, and for that matter, editing much. But that's my dinner. Chicken, 50 grams of kale, and 50 grams. You're probably saying, Adam, you keep barfing about the kale. Why are you eating it? Because it's nutritious and good for you. And I figure if I can mask it in the taste of this chicken with the seasoning I put on it, we can get the best of both worlds. The good tasting of the chicken with the healthy benefits of the kale. It's like kale bacon salad. The kale cancels out the badness of the bacon. The bacon cancels out the grossness of the kale. In the end, win-win. Bon appetit. Alright guys, like I said, dinner's served. I'm going to go drive this in my ice hole. Probably put on some real pants. And go fishing. Alright guys, hopefully you can hear me. We're going fishing. Like I mentioned before, I want to catch a freshwater drum. Basically, see if it's edible. Everybody says it is. People just say the meat is more firm, I guess is the term that I hear a lot of fishermen use. Just go grab my license. Shouldn't walk upstairs with these shoes, but yeah, I shouldn't walk upstairs with these shoes because the bottoms of them are pretty gross. This is shag carpeting. I need my wallet. Just advise that it's a little bit windy down there, and it's pretty much how it was the last time I went. Oh, I don't need to tie off a line on this. I just need to untangle it. Alright guys. Hopefully tonight, unlike last time, where most of my shots were of my crotch, hopefully tonight I actually get the shot of me unhooking the fish rather than you guys staring at my hang down. Alright, gears in. Keys are in hand. I got my tackle box, yeah. Reason why I'm bringing the cooler is because that's where we're going to put the drumfish if we actually do catch one. So, without further ado, let's get down to the fishing hole and go and try and catch fish. Also guys, the thing with freshwater drumfish is there's no regulation on them. There is absolutely no regulation on freshwater drumfish sheephead because a lot of people consider them a trash fish. So we can catch and keep all that we want, but we're not going to be piggies about it. We're just going to catch and keep one, maybe two, if we can catch one, that is. I don't know, Struckus was there today and he was just pulling fish out of the water like crazy. He probably scared them all off. They're probably all traumatized right now. Guess we'll find out. Here's hoping we can get one. Will I cook it up tonight? Probably not. I'll fillet it tonight. I'll refrigerate it tonight. Tomorrow we will chop them up. They say to soak them for anywhere from 12 hours to from 6 to 12 hours in ice cold water. So I figure we can do that tonight. Soak them. It knocks the bloodline out. I mean, you can chop a lot of the bloodline out itself, but soaking them apparently solves a lot more of that problem, and it'll help knock back the fishy taste. Some people marinate them in like whatever, I don't know, but a lot of people say they're awesome if you batter them or if you just fry them in a little bit of oil. Some people just do it in butter too, so I don't know. We'll figure it out if we can catch one. So let's get down there and throw a couple lines and hopefully land a couple barrels. Apparently I don't need to catch a fish because my friend already caught me a sheephead, but I'm still fishing because that's what it came out to do. So I'll chime back in. Oh yeah, I got to take the hook out for it too.
No, and look, like it's a piece.
Oh, the metal's still in his face.
Yeah, so don't eat that.
Well, I wasn't planning on it.
Look at it, it just moved.
Okay, well that happens, I guess.
Yeah, it does. I tried to get the metal out, but you're killing it anyway.
Well, yeah. I got here just in the right time to get free fish.
Yeah, so you will get, and honestly, the waves are getting worse. When I got here, like, it wasn't coming up over like that. So, when you stand there, you're gonna feel the bottom, and it's gonna drag your shit in the bottom. But like I said, give slack and let the waves untangle you. I'm so mad, like, ugh. I took a picture of the sheep for you.
Oh, Rex says hi.
Well, hi Rex, go fuck yourself. Go drive your Barbie car. Just kidding.
I'll tune back in when we're fishing. Fish on, boys. We got one. Don't know what the heck it is. Come on, buddy. He doesn't feel big. Ooh, he's pulling. He's pulling.
Yeah, he's a sheephead.
Yay, more dinner. Hey guys, we got another one. I caught my own dinner. My friend caught me dinner, and I caught my dinner. Yay, dinner. All right, let's take this guy off the hook and put him in the cooler. Another one. We got a, I don't know what the hell you are.
That is a pickerel.
He's not legal though.
I got a fucking
Relax.
Nobody likes you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, pickerel. All right, buddy.
You see? I just want to double check. Fuck, you're lucky. Yeah, you needed about
Jesus. Okay, bye. Here, let me help you. You good? Okay, bye. Okay, that was for a little fish, man. He felt a lot bigger.
Those are aggressive.
And that's a soaker. Yeah. Yeah, that's a primo spot for you. Guys, my friend caught another sheephead. We're not keeping that one. We got 3. That's good enough for me. That's going to give us a lot of meat. We got another sheep's head. We're not keeping this one.
Thank you for the help.
All right, buddy. Back in you go. Well, guys, for frig's sakes, I don't know if you can hear the audio, but I broke my rod. It's game over.
Hey, I'm gonna leave if you want to go here. I'm gonna leave if you want to fish here.
All right, well, we're heading home. All right, guys, unfortunately, I was using the GoPro Hero 4, which means you probably didn't hear any of the commentary down there. Basically, what happened was We caught sheephead after sheephead. I caught a nice pickerel. Did you see that? He was only 12 inches though, so he had to go back. Actually, he was about 14. He was about a 14 incher. It's hard to tell with the GoPro when it's in wide angle mode. You see these fish and they look so small because of wide angle. You can see a lot more of the area. So things in dead center are kind of small. But no, I caught my first pickerel, and holy shit, guys. Can they ever put up a good scrap? I have to say, I'm actually impressed with the way walleye fight. Because I thought I had something bigger on there, and it was just that little snake. I call it a snake because it was super long, but it was easy to hold on to and easy to unhook, unlike a sheep's head. They're heavy, they're dumb, and they're hard to hook onto, or hold on to. But, like I said, people call them the tilapia of the freshwater. I always thought tilapia were freshwater fish, but they're apparently tilapia are part of the drumfish family. And the meat on these things, a lot of people say is delicious, and a lot of people say it's trash. So there's only one way to find out, right? So I'm going to fillet the fish. I got 3 of them. I didn't really plan on getting 3. I was just going to get 1, but like I got there, and my friend already caught it. She was going to let it go, and then she was going to ask me, like, do you want this? And I said, yeah, like, of course I want it. The whole goal tonight was to catch one so I can cook it and eat it. And do a because that's one of the biggest questions right now is, can you eat drumfish? Can you eat these fish? And a lot of people will throw them away. And like my buddy Eric gave me shit when he found out I caught 4 of them the other night on Saturday night, and I threw them all away and I kept the bass. Even in the comments section on the fishing video from Saturday, the one that came out on Sunday, my cousin Rich gave me shit, saying, why'd you keep the bass? They're so wormy. You should have kept the drumfish. And I didn't know. I was told sheephead were not eating fish. I don't understand the logic of eating fish versus not eating fish. Like, if it's got muscle, it's got meat, you can eat it. You know, I know a lot of people who say catfish is gross. You tell Rex catfish is gross, he'll call you an idiot and say, give it to me. Rex loves catfish. When I get better, I'm learning, I'm still learning. Like, I tried tonight again to worm my own hook, and I was almost there, and then my friend jumped in and helped out because she could tell that I was having a minor panic. Guys, it's my phobia of snakes. It applies to worms. Like when they start constricting and moving and shit, even with the gloves on, I can feel it through the gloves, and it just kind of irks me. Like, it's weird. It's a weird feeling. I don't know. Like, if you suffer from some sort of phobia, or you have like PTSD trigger words, you know that feeling when you're getting triggered like that. I hate that word triggered, but that's exactly what it is. I felt like I was getting triggered by the worm, and I could feel this like burn in my brain. Like, so now the big question is can you eat them? I'm not going to film the filleting process, guys. I'm just going to cut them up. I'm going to fillet them, bring them in the house. I'm going to freeze 2 sets of the fillets in 2 separate freezer bags. That way there I have them for separate nights. Apparently you can freeze fresh fish for up to 6 months. They won't last that long, mind you. I'll have them gone fast, especially if they're delicious. But we are going to have some fresh freaking fake tilapia tonight. Why not, eh? Why not have some fish? Have a little bit of protein before bed. And if it's really good, maybe we'll have some tomorrow for lunch and some the next day for lunch. All I know is I friggin' love fish. This is like the greatest hobby to get into. It's fun to learn. And, you know, I'm working on my fear of the worms. Like I said, I tried tonight to hook or bait my own hook. And I was almost there. I'm getting there. I'm trying to work my way around it. You got to confront your fears in slow paces. So I did it with gloves on. And the thing is like, if I can get over that fear, you guys know how many worms I got in my backyard? You ever wonder why I get so many crows and robins in my yard? My yard is littered with earthworms. You know, my grass might not be healthy, But that soil that the grass is sitting in and all the other weeds, it is fan-damn-tastic. All right, let's just head home, guys, and I'll get those fish caught up, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna need a shower too, because I literally smell like shit right now. Like, I smell like fish. The lake got me a couple times and got my shirt, and I was so happy I wasn't wearing chesty with the Hero 4, because I wouldn't have a Hero 4 anymore. All right, guys, I'll talk to you when I get home. Peace. Alrighty, guys, you probably noticed I'm wearing a different shirt. Alright, I'm done filleting. It's about 10 o'clock now, and it's getting late, and I should be going to bed, but I had such an amazing night tonight, despite the fact that I broke my rod, but I knew that was going to happen. I'm actually impressed it lasted longer than it did. I only bought that combo for the reel, because the reel's a really good reel. The rod itself is a piece of shit. The reason why the reel is a really good reel, it's really good. Ha! Dad jokes all days, boys. Dad jokes all days. Is because it's a 10 ball bearing system, and apparently it's really sensitive. However, I knew the rod was a piece of crap because all of the reviews on Canadian Tire about the rod were it snapped at the end. I caught a pike and it broke my rod. I caught a pickerel and it broke my rod. I snagged and pulled too hard, broke my rod. That seems to be the forte about that rod. So I did some filleting. This one here is the smaller of the 3 fish. The other 2 fish I put up here. Got them in some freezer bags all wrapped up and burped, so there's no air in them. Figure I'll freeze them. We'll enjoy them another day. But I can't just go to bed without having a piece of this fish, right? The real question is can you eat this freshwater drumfish known as sheepshead? And let me tell you, filleting it was a task. Their scales are thick and loose. Literally, they just fell off everywhere. There's some in the fish still, and I gotta wash them out. So I'm gonna do that now. All right, there we go. Washed out the fish. I should pat it down with paper towel, dry it up. We're just gonna do a simple butter burn on it. Butter with some salt and pepper. I don't even think we need the salt. Butter and pepper, and it should be pretty good. All right, guys, throwing the fish in. There's still some skin on some of it. This one was a little bit harder to clean. This was the smaller one of the 3. The other 2 were porkers. This one here was maybe about, I'd say 2 pounds. And one thing I can tell you for sure about these fish is they're big, but they have a lot of guts and not a lot of meat. Well, I found that they could really fill up on a meal because they had the capacity to do so, but they didn't have a lot of muscle. A lot of their weight is because I'm pretty sure they eat whatever the hell they can get their hands on. I didn't do like they do on Ace videos where they cut the guts open to see what the thing ate. I'm not interested in that. I probably should be, because then I know how to catch them better. But I already know how to catch them better. You use a freaking worm and a jig and you'll pull them all day, every day. Like, if Struckus went out today at noon with his kid and pulled 15 of them, no problem. Awesome. Hey, did you guys see that pickerel I caught? That was pretty cool. I hope the camera got that. That's like the first pickerel I ever caught in the history of catching a pickerel, so that's like a first time for anything. I kind of appreciate that. You just hate that when your fish is being stubborn. Not going to be a lot of fish, but it's going to be a little bit of fish before bed. The other 2 had a lot more meat on them. Those Ziploc bags there, probably, well, it's got a net weight. I know these Ziploc bags weigh about 3 grams, 10 grams on, do I have one? Let's just weigh a Ziploc bag and we'll tear it. I think they're about 10 grams. There you go, 7 grams. Good enough, good stuff. So this bag here is 124, 144 for this one. My scale is so broken, I need to buy one of these one day. Like I said, there's not a lot of meat on these things. Lots of ribs and a really weird rib formation too. Like their bellies, the ribs kind of like these things here. This is how they work. Like from the top of the fish it goes like this, but then it gets really wide at the bottom. And there's, like I said, a lot of guts in them. They can really hold a lot of food. The real question is can you eat them? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to find out. And to be fair, theoretically, you could eat any fish. It's just, will it sustain you? Like sunfish, for instance, or bluegill, as you call them. Those things are tiny as frigs, so you need about 20 to 500 of them just to make a good meal. A pickerel or a walleye of good size, one of them will probably do you. Perch, you need about 20 of them because they're tiny. A good sized pike that isn't wormy as frig would probably do you. Good sized trout would definitely do you. If I ever catch a trout, which I won't probably catch one out of nip sinks, I'm pretty sure they don't hang out there. And I use this dish to bring the fish upstairs to eat. This is pretty much almost ready anyway. Usually when it turns all white, I just peppered it there. Definitely After cooking the bass was still kind of squishy. This is some firm fish. It's definitely a different texture. Yeah, it's flaking apart. It's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the Tupperwares here. We'll shut down the frying pan. We'll do some dishes and we'll go taste test this and see if freshwater wannabe fake tilapia drumfish is actually a good thing to catch and kill and eat. So that's what 89 grams of fish look like. So let's see how it tastes. Alright guys, the moment of truth. So I brought a fork up. Where the hell did I put it? Can you eat this shit? Let's find out. You definitely can eat it. Some I missed some bones. Like I said, the way the rib cage is, yeah. But you know what goes great with fish? Nice cold, de-alkalized beer. Yup. 35 calories per cans, boys. Oh, good stuff. But yeah. All in all, that's pretty good. I think with the other two batches, I'm going to try something different. Maybe we'll try a breading. Do like a fish fry. Yeah, there's still bones in this. I'm trying to think of something it tastes like, and I physically can't. But it's got that, like, you know how chicken is? Like, it's kind of dense, and you bite into it and it melts? It has that taste to it, or that texture to it. It's really interesting. I like it. I'd do it again. Well, I'm going to do it again. I got 2 more packs in the freezer. But, anyway, guys, this video's gone on long enough. It's almost 11 o'clock. I got to get to bed very soon, and this video still needs editing, so thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching. You can eat a drumfish too, and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.